Welcome to this week's episode of the Indy and Doctor podcast. Gordon, did you know that in America, religions are coming under fire, aka places of worship are coming under fire, but not the ones you think. Not the ones you think. So not the brown ones. We're actually doing okay after this.
Not the extreme ones.
We're the ones who are deemed extremists. No, actually, we're doing okay. Yeah. It's actually the Christian churches that are coming under fire. Yeah. So for those that haven't seen, this past week, there is a lady who is conducting a social experiment in America. And in her local state, she is calling around different places of worship to try and see who's going to help her with baby formula if she has run out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play the video now. You'll see the interaction she has with the, I think it's the Islamic Center.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Islamic Center, aka a mosque, and how forthcoming they were with what she needed. So I'm going to play it now. One sec.
They called me back. The Islamic Center of Charlotte just called back.
Islamic Center of Charlotte,
Hi, yes. I was trying to call. I have a 2-month-old baby, and I ran out of formula last night, and I was wanting to see if there's any way you all could help with a can of baby formula.
We can, ma'am. Where do you live? Do you live in Charlotte?
Yes, I'm like 10 minutes from you all.
Okay. And what kind of formula you do?
It's the Good Start.
Good Start. Yeah, that's fine, ma'am. If you come over here, we'll help you.
Okay. Hold on just 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm actually doing a social experiment. So I don't have a baby and I don't have a need, but I am doing a social experiment just to see which churches would actually help a starving baby. And unfortunately, there's so many that say no, and you immediately was like, yes, of course. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for your heart, and also to see if it was okay if I posted this on TikTok and maybe put your information on there for your church where people can send donations. Maybe if they...
Yeah, no problem, man. We do what we can. We appreciate your kind words. Thank you.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks. You too. Bye. Oh, he instantly... He didn't... Like the only question that he asked was, where are you located at and what kind do you want? No other questions. These other places are, they need to pay attention. These other churches need.
That was quite a moment to kind of see. I did want to say one thing. On the screen that everyone just saw, it says Islamic Center of Charlotte. She has a Google review. It's got a 1-star rating by one person.
Yeah. I saw that.
I wonder what that rating said, bro.
Yeah, I often think for places of worship, when they have, obviously if they're listed on Google, people can leave a review. But can you imagine, I mean, I'm
Google
sure this
business.
has happened. India, I'm sure this has happened, right? Gurdwara somewhere, and somebody is commenting about, there was only one dal and no ghee on the langar. Huh?
Okay, name me a Gurdwara.
No, but no.
No geese, come on. We have to prove the hypothesis now. You said
but bro, there's no way that you're going to find one, right, in Shiti.
Surely I can. Come on.
Then you go to your local, man. Go to your local dal.
Okay. One sec.
I thought it was also interesting.
Ooh, okay, 4.7 stars.
Okay, so it goes
640 reviews.
Bloody hell, people 640 reviews. Look at that.
640 reviews,
My
bro.
God, that is strong ratings, man. Okay.
My local barking Gurdwara. Here's the 1-star review.
Go on, man. Easy.
From Debbie. If
Debbie.
US females or peace-loving men want to be attacked, this is the place to go. My daughter went to Gurdwara today as it was Sangrand, and committee man turned up. The committee man got up to slap her. She asked for a vodka. He turned around and accused her of coming to the Gurdwara only to eat. We'll be taking this matter forward to the police and local MP. This is not how Guruji started Langar and Peaceful Refuge. Barking committee members put money in their pockets and accuse the public of being greedy.
Slow down. Debbie said that. Debbie apani gori. I'm a bit confused.
It says
now.
Debbie Rator. So.
Oh, right. Okay. Because then she talked about Guruji. I was like, oh, so you're Sikh. Okay, I mean, look, if that's true and somebody went to give it to Pagh, obviously that's not right.
Wrong. But okay,
number two, let's debunk this thing as well. People coming to a Gurdwara in time of need for food only, as long as they show respect for Maryada, cover their head, are not drunk, not taking drugs, trying to sell drugs, do anything illegal, not fight, you can come and have langar with no strings. It's not prove your worth, do 5 mool mantras and you can have langar. It's not that. So that should just be debunked straight away.
Anyway,
but I'm telling you, somebody must have commented about langar quality.
Oh, they must have. They must have.
You know,
I'm still scrolling.
Yeah.
I see somebody holding a cup of cha in one of the pictures they've taken. So that's nice.
Who takes the time to do this?
I've never visited a Gurdwara before. It's my first time. Very pleasant, peaceful, nice people, amazing foods, sweets, and tea. We'll be going frequently. And it shows the langar and it shows the cup of cha.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. It's genius.
Yeah.
It's genius, man.
Anyway.
Yeah, I love how she calls it a church. do you? And I was like, okay, bro. And she's obviously got realistic sound effects for the baby as well. That was very realistic. I was getting a bit like, what's going on? Yeah. And then, when she said good start, that's obviously the name of the brand that we had, like Candy Mill. I thought she meant, I want the good stuff. And I was so,
I want the good stuff?
I want the good stuff? Like, what premium
stuff you got?
Yeah. Thing is, obviously, it's great reaction. I don't know if what they're saying is we actually have the tins, or it's more like I would say, I know we're going to talk about another caller that didn't do that, but say I'm representing Gurdwara and I don't have the tin. I'll be like, come here, I'll give you the money, you can go and get the tin. Like, we've got the money.
I'll be like, come here, I'll get it for you, here you go. Like, you could easily just pop to the shops and go and get it.
Yeah, okay, or that. We'll give you the means to do it, which is the money. Either way, yeah, facilitating it, finding a way to get it.
But you could easily send like a person from, in this case, the Islamic Center to go and get it and give it to him. Easy.
Sevadar. Indy Seva Singh activated.
Listen, Sevadar Singh activated, man.
Indy activated. He's like, I'm on it. Budgie, I'm on it.
Let's go.
No problem. You deliver in the SLR.
Use my clock card discount. Anyway.
Price matched.
Yeah, I think that was a nice moment to kind of see that not all religions are deemed bad, but when she ran the social experiment, the fact that she did it with 25 other places of worship, and I think the exact quotes are, just to find it. Oh, my sheets is playing up
on the table.
Yep, the table here is. Okay. A few Catholic churches did, in fairness, but it says in brackets, and some of them black church. So, okay, I'm assuming that's that. A lot of them just said no, basically, straight away. So all these places that were heavily funded elsewhere, places in TN, that's Tennessee, Kentucky, Minneapolis, Illinois. Yeah, she called like across state boundaries, man. She didn't make a mess about.
It's good. I mean, if you want to be representative, you got to get good sample size. That's one. I'd be interested to see the definition of no, right? Like, because I don't know if you're going to play the clip of the other conversation.
I think she recorded all the interactions with them. I've got one of the one where she got rejected. I'll play that in a second.
Yeah, but even that one, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you ring and we don't have the tins. Like there's no line saying that. Like if you don't have baby food, you don't have baby food. It's the bit beyond that, which is, I don't know if it's on them to then come up with a solution, or the person who asks, would you be willing to cover the cost for one or get somebody to get it? Or are you expecting the other person to be like, oh, you're in a place of need, I need to ask you that question?
Yeah, take the initiative. Like, if we were at the Gurdwara and somebody called us saying that, you'd be like, yeah, cool, I'll go and sort it out for you. Done.
I think I'm trying to think, is that a realistic outcome every single time? That's what I'm trying to, yes, that is definitely the right thing to do, right? Like definitely ethically, morally, that would be we should definitely try and help. Would it actually happen though? Because that call you're about to play, the person basically says, what do you want me to say? Like, and I think at that point, see, her response then went like, do you have no moral compass? Like she goes off on one a bit where I'm like, that again, if you actually need, that's not, I know she's doing for social experiments, so therefore it's not real. And maybe if she wasn't a social experiment, would she have more kind of attack, which is, okay, I understand you haven't got it, but could you help in some way? Right? Keep that door open.
But then it's one thing to go begging and it's one thing to sort of ask. So when you ask and say, do you have it? And they say, what do you want me to do? Give me a yes or no, right? Or instead of taking it the next step, which is, well, give it to me. That's a bit like, oh, I'm kind of on my hands and knees. So this is feels a bit shit. And especially one of the founding pillars of most religions is to give back. Christianity, love thy neighbor. So it's like, well,
yeah.
Allah, help out.
If I'm coming from a point, if I was a parent, I wouldn't care if I had to beg if I'm actually genuinely in need, then why would I care? There's no shut 'em. It's like I need it.
Of course.
So
Of course, yeah.
I would definitely go to that point if it's and trying to appeal to that person. But I get that this isn't what it was. It was a social experiment. So I think she stopped short. It's quite hard to say that. She stopped. This is still really hard to say. She stopped short. Try and say it. Really
Tongue
fast.
twister. She stopped short.
Bro, you nailed it, man. One go. Look at that. Indy.
Betty bought a bit of butter, but she found the bit of butter bitter. Then she bought another bit of butter to make the bit of butter taste better. Bam! School.
Chandni, chalky, Johnny, Turney.
I don't even know that one.
It's the famous one from K through G. I can't say it though.
I know it's from K through G.
Yeah. Go on. Play the other one. Play the next one.
Let's play the other clip then and see how the Christian church reacted.
First Baptist Dallas, this is Sheila. May I help you?
Hi, yes. I was calling to see if y'all by chance had any baby formula.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, I have a 2-month-old and I ran out of formula last night, so she's gone all night and all day without formula. I was wanting to see if there's any way y'all could get a small can of baby formula.
I can transfer you to our benevolence. Hold on.
Okay. Ringing in somebody else.
At the
The
tone, please
voicemail.
record your
We're gonna call
message.
back.
When you finish. First Baptist Dallas, this is Sheila. May I help you?
Hi, yes. Nobody answered when you switched me over.
No one answered. Did
Yeah.
you leave a message for them?
No, I'm just trying to. I mean, she's gone all night and all day without formula, so I'm just trying to make sure somebody can answer. So I didn't know if you could just let me know if it's something that y'all could do.
I'm not aware of any programs that we have like that to help you. Sorry.
Okay, hold on just 1 second while I turn off my baby, okay? Okay, so I'm actually conducting a social experiment to see if churches would help feed a starving baby. Hello?
So, what would you like for me to say?
I mean, honestly, my next question is, are you pro-life? Is your church pro-life? That's the second time.
See, I don't agree with the pro-life bit. You don't have to go there.
That's too much.
And take
That's
it
too
there.
much. That's too much.
However, you could just say, well, do you not believe in giving back to those that need it?
I even think
That's a fair statement.
No, I'd even say that's too much. What I would say, if you actually genuinely want to make change, if the point is not just to bait people out and see what there is, actually make change, but okay, so thanks for being part of the experiment. Obviously, I didn't mean to lie to you, whatever. But would this be something you could look into to benefit other mums out there? That's what I would do. Leave it with
obviously, someone's going to say yes to that. Yeah, of course we'll look into it.
So say that then. But why make it all confrontational at the end? You should be ashamed of yourself.
She didn't say you should be ashamed of yourself.
No, but that's implied from you. Are you not pro-life? That's just a silly statement to make.
No. The implication of the pro-life thing, I feel is if you're going with the heavy lean of I'm a Christian Republican, then you're going to do the pro-life thing, which therefore means you should look after any baby in any sort, in any kind. That's what people would draw from that. I'm at the limit of my Christian knowledge here, right? But that's what I would assume she's going after that stereotype. Maybe she was putting a political slant on that bit. I've just drawn the line at, would you help the baby or not? That's it. But at that point, the lady was a bit I don't know what you want me to say. So it's a little bit, I get that there's a political slant. Let's just remove that for 1 second and just say, helping a baby in that way that needs it. Could they have answered that better? Could others have answered that better instead of just saying what do you want me to do? Pass it along. Done. And bear in mind, these churches have a lot of donations come through.
Yeah, maybe. Again, we don't know about that particular church. I mean,
no. Look, I'm not about just churches in general. All the places
I actually don't know. I know that Scientology churches are very well funded. I don't know about churches in general.
Yeah, they are for sure.
But either way, look, we're talking about one tin of bits. This is really about the willingness to help, right? I think that's, if you're doing the sociology experiment, it's either you're set up, yep, let's go, no hesitation, like the one first call, or if you're not, could we come up with a solution? I think that's what you're hoping for. But I think having an incendiary type question at the end, making it a bit inflammatory, that doesn't help the situation. Like, you clearly understand that they haven't got it. So then maybe have a conversation to try and get them set up and have a discussion about, okay, who could I speak to get this set up? That's where I would want to go with it. If I want to make change, right? It depends if it's about change or just highlighting a problem.
I think it's more highlighting just a problem on a systemic scale across all these places of worship.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what she's done.
Yeah.
Apparently,
also,
the amount of...
Go on.
Go on.
No, I was going to say that obviously we don't know about all the good that is done by all these places. This is obviously sociology experiment about one isolated thing. So we can't just say, you didn't do this, therefore you don't do seva, or you don't give back. That would be conflation, and we need to make sure that.
Of course, and it's not that. This is just the one example that she's taken across all places. Yeah. But yeah, the quoting on this is pretty mad. The amount of pastors who are crashing out over this series is something truly something to behold. It's clear she must have called the churches and they didn't know they were about to go viral. People were making spreadsheets and data points. She's firsthand making churches become more active in their community because they're being shamed and being exposed for what they really are. Some people don't give a fuck about anyone or anything other than taking other people's money and not paying taxes.
That's true for the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
know that we always give places of worship shit for donations, not being clear, transparent with finances and stuff. But good to know it's not just us guys that have this problem. Other people are waking up to it, or maybe having their own hypotheses about how other places of worship are being run too, that are Christian, white, etc. A Buddhist temple actually said they would help out too, and give baby formula.
Very good.
Would have been interesting to see how that phone call went.
What do you mean? What's the excitement you expect?
I just want to see how that interaction went. Like, was it as quick as, say, the Islamic Center?
What's your hypothesis here?
I don't know. I'd like to hear it.
No, but I feel like you have a
measuring stick now.
No, I feel
how
like
quickly do you say yes?
You have a preconceived notion of what Buddhism is, and I think you're thinking there'll be this phone call and they're all Zen, and it's like, yes, we will serve. Like, just
absolutely not. I have no stereotype on that. I'd like to hear the interaction and what they're doing.
I know, but the way you said that is like you expect something. And one thing I've known about Indy, which I've learned very recently, is Indy likes to know what to expect.
I do know I do want to know what to expect, but I'm also not realistic. One Buddhism temple. That's what I want to know. I want to know how that went in NC, which I think is North Carolina. I think I could name American states based off their initials. I could do that much. I can't name all states. That's way too hard.
It's hard, isn't it?
Anyway, that was interesting. Shout out to the lady trying to show a problem, maybe not showing it in the right way, but still showing a problem. Right, Gordon, onto a Sikhi topic. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. This is about a story that happened in Ireland of a Sikh man being confronted with carrying a Kirpan. So let's take a little look, shall we?
Take it out. Take it out. Or I show it. Take it out.
Show him underneath your top, bro.
Underneath that, what's that? What's this, brother?
This it.
The gold one. The gold one.
This.
The gold one.
Lift up your top.
Look, the gold one there, look. Now lift up and show me what that is. Don't come any closer to me. Show me that. What's that? A knife. Why are you carrying a knife? Why do you have a knife? You have a knife?
No English.
One thing walk around with a knife because it's your religion. So we all have to bow down to your religion and let them carry a knife around. Our kids are unsafe. Just so you feel alright, mate. Kiss me arse, man, will you? How long do you live here, so? Yeah, exactly. How long do you live here? You know the rules. You can't walk around with knives because if it was me...
You're the same religion.
Yeah, so do you carry knives?
Do you have a blade on you now?
I'm not practicing Sikhism.
Oh, you're not practicing it, but you carry the same religion. But you don't carry knives around, though. But he's allowed to carry knives around, though.
See, what's quite upsetting about that is that Uncle's bleeding, right? So he's clearly been hit in that video. Don't know what happened. I don't know the context behind it. But
I didn't see that. Is that the Uncle G sitting down?
Yeah, if you look at him, he's bleeding on the side of his face.
But he's different
and
to the person.
I think that's why he was pulling out
the
the handkerchief out of his pocket.
It looks like a... Are you sure? The person at the start of the video doesn't look like the same person later. It looks like a very young...
No, it is the same person, bro.
At the start, it looks like a very, very young person. And at the end, it's like...
No, it's not. Because if you watch it closer, you can see Uncle's Dari is like coming into the shot. He's just wearing grey trackies.
Okay, fine. Is that mentioned anywhere?
No, I can't see it, but it looks like he's been hit and he's bleeding. And obviously he's now in the moment in the second half of the video where the police are there. It's uncle, I think his son or something,
Family,
and
yeah.
maybe daughter or wife. I can't really tell.
Yeah.
Standing over him, being like, "Yo, get away from him." So, yeah, it doesn't look great, and I feel like there's like a lack of understanding for people that don't get it for why some Amritdhari Sikhs can carry a knife, or they see it as a knife. I don't see it as that. I see it as a symbol of Sikhi as well, and something that he's been blessed to carry because he is a baptized Sikh. What I'm trying to help others understand is why that's allowed for us versus people who are worried about knife crime or whatever, and taking this position of like, well, why is he allowed to carry it? I can't. If you can just say religion, I can say religion. See what I mean?
So what's your point?
My question is what's the best way of educating and telling others that the reason why this man is carrying a Kirpan is different to you thinking he's just carrying a standard knife in his pocket?
Yeah. It's hard because in 2025, you would assume it's known education. Like everybody has a basic understanding of most dharms, is what you think. Now, I don't know when that clip was from, but obviously Remembrance Day was obviously very recently. As Sikh people, we know there's a lot that Sikh people contributed to that in the world wars. And so as a Sikh now living in 2025, I feel like, and this is actually interesting. So the Kirpan is protected under the article faith. It's an article of faith. Do me one thing, Indy. Just do Google what year was that law passed in the UK we're talking about now.
Which one?
So basically the law that permits Amritdhari or baptized Sikh to carry Kirpan. When was that passed?
Just checking. Is it Article 25? Article 25, is it? No, it's the Indian Constitution. What makes a Kirpan legal? Understanding your rights in the UK. Sikhs are legally allowed. Come on, keep going. What the UK law says about it, here we go. The Criminal Justice Act 1988 and the Offensive Weapons Act in 2019 both contain religious exemptions for Sikhs. Sikhs are legally allowed to carry a Kirpan in public without being in breach of law. Schools, workplaces, and public institutions must respect this religious practice, though security policies may require reasonable discussion. In short, you are within your rights to carry your Kirpan in public as a part of your faith.
The earliest, 1980?
1988.
You see, it's like, okay, you had Sikhs in the First World War. First World War, the 1914 to 1918. It took from then. So you were happy to have these people.
And the Second World War too.
And Second War, yeah. You're happy to have these people in your armies fighting battles with all articles of faith.
But they weren't necessarily in the UK. They were a part of the British Empire.
Yeah, fine. Representing Britain though. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
but
fighting.
I don't think they're going to pass a law for us to carry articles of faith that are probably not well known in the country then. At that moment, it was going to come much later on when you have an influx of people coming into your space,
which is in the 60s and 70s.
What we have.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that. My point wasn't just at the time. It was just more that there was what do they call it in law? Precedent, right? If I'm looking at that, I'm thinking these people have given Qurbani, showed that they're loyal. So when they do ask for something, and obviously it got passed, yeah, which is obviously a big thing. But coming back to obviously now this in Ireland, it's, yeah, how do you explain to somebody? And I guess the other angle to take with this person is, I don't know the data on this. Show me the data, if any data, in the last, since the law has been passed, of a Kirpan being misused. So
I don't know.
You see my point? But if there was data on that to basically, that'd be part of the education. I'd say to someone, so do you know what a Sikh is? Do you know what the beliefs of Sikh are? Do you know what Amritdhari Sikh is? And then some data on that. But he obviously, look, I understand his frustration, which is, and he, like he said, well, I could just say I'm a Sikh.
This is also in the UK, not Ireland.
No, it's not in Ireland.
I don't know. This is going to sound dumb. Like, I always get this mixed up. Is Ireland part of the UK? I don't think it is. Let me check.
Northern Ireland is. United Kingdom.
Ireland isn't a part of the UK, so that law does not apply.
No part of Ireland's in the UK.
No. It just says the island of Ireland is not a part of it. Northern Ireland is.
Yeah, so let's say Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom. I don't know where this happened.
This happened in Ireland.
Not Northern Ireland, is what you're saying.
So the law
fine.
is probably
so
different.
There may be a separate law. No, but the thing is, there could actually be a law that protects Sikh people. But again, is he aware of that? Probably not. His thing, he obviously doesn't know what Sikh is. And if you read the read the comments on that thing.
Let's have a read.
Yeah, it's obviously very very positive.
Sikhs are great people and help all religions. In respect to this page for posting news, other pages are afraid to post. I followed. Okay. He saw a brown man and ran with it. Not a clue about the religion, its people, or history. Education is the best form of prevention. Yes. Once upon a time, the Irish used to stand by people of colour. For the educated comments, a Sikh can carry a Kirpan for religious reasons and is only meant to be used in extreme cases to protect themselves or someone else. No Sikh will ever flaunt it and respect it. You should feel safe around him, and as opposed to not. Read the history on Sikh, maybe you'll view things differently. To be honest, Sikhs are the nicest people about.
There was another funny comment, which is everybody just sounds like Conor McGregor. Everyone Irish sounds like Conor McGregor.
I mean, that's just obvious, isn't it, really?
Yeah. But I read it and then I thought about it and I was like, oh, it actually does sound like Conor.
But my question to you, though, Karan, is if I'm going to explain to somebody why a Sikh can carry a knife in their eyes, I'm not going to call it a knife. Obviously, it's a Kirpan.
Yeah.
But from their perspective, it's like he's carrying a knife, I can't. Why? And if you just say religion, he can say, well, I'm religious then.
What do you mean? What do you mean by I'm religious? Which religion?
They could say, I'm a Sikh too.
Yeah, but he's not Amritdhari Sikh, so... I mean, that is a differentiation.
So you have to...
You know what it is? It's the... Not all dharms carry Shastra. That's the first thing. I think it's only... Again, we're talking about the UK. I don't know about in other countries. Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think it all comes back to the data. It's his concern. So, because if you get to the root of it and you challenge a person, what's your concern? Your concern is that this person will go on a random stabbing spree.
Yes.
Is that your concern? Because if that's the concern, then you address it with the education of why you carry, who's permitted to carry it within Sikhi, and the data about that's never happened.
I'm trying to think of like a quick, succinct answer that I could use to diffuse a situation.
It's not
exactly right. But say if we were there, me and you on the side, this uncle's being insulted by this guy, he's maybe been hit. What would we say to quickly interject, stop the situation, stop it from escalating, and just quickly explain what's going on and attend to it?
Yeah. So we jump in, try and stop the thing. We speak Punjabi very quickly to uncles, so he understands. We'll tell those gentlemen, look, he doesn't speak English. What's your main concern? And try and just de-escalate. Because once it's de-escalated, then it does become not like a little bit of a debate, but then you've got to have a bit of back and throw to try and you got to get to the root of what's their concern and what's their issue they're taking right now. That's the only way you can try and then answer them. Otherwise, you're saying everything to them is going to sound like a very wishy-washy, hiding behind religion type thing. You have to address the concern. The concern is safety. Address the safety concern. So what evidence do you have that this has ever been a safety concern? And then if he does pull out a thing, and then you say, okay, was that person Sikh? And was it Kirpan? Was this like a kitchen knife, for example, if we're talking about what happened on the trains 2 weeks ago. So you have to be able to critique and appraise the data and challenge them on specific, held narratives.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so I wouldn't be so keen to push we fought in the war, using that as a defense to people in that moment.
Yeah,
I would just say
that's more the big education.
We could say that much later on as an education piece. Yeah. But in the moment, I'd be like, okay, number one, stop, chill out. Number two, what's the problem? Number three, can we explain to you why he's carrying that, just so you understand? And number four, if you don't like it, you can call the police, and that's fine. And I'll stay here until it's all resolved. Yeah,
and that's fair. Yeah. If you want to have an intermediary, unbiased party, the police, then obviously call them through. And props to the police here. They're and the thing when you hear the police response, it just it made me think about. There was a time, and I don't specifically mean here against Sikh people, but in general, there was a time where the police were openly racist, right? And we've heard stories about that, what that used to look like. And then you think about how scary that would have been. So you got banda, random banda being racist to you. Then the people that obviously should protect you and be the intermediaries, they're also racist and getting on the bandwagon. You think, bloody hell, man, that's
that still happens in places in America. So it's still cases.
Again, all I'm talking about is our lived experience and being in the UK. You're right. It does still happen. And then later on in the segment, we're going to talk about Diljit. And it feels like the undertone for a lot of what we're talking about today is this, maybe I don't know how many years it's been rebuilding, but it just seems so prevalent now. And specifically when we do sections like this and we look at the comment section, like open racism, man. Like it's not, okay, we're going to be racist between our friends in a private conversation offline somewhere, which has always happened and will continue to happen. But this is just, people are angry. This is what I feel. People are angry for different reasons.
They're too brave. People are too brave.
Too brave, but they're angry because of their cost of living or whatever. And then they've been told by certain people, you need to blame these section of people. Then these section of people becomes all people of color. These get conflated. And then it's like, now we just need a reason to go off on you. And it's just, not good, is it?
I said this many years ago, bro. Not wrong, just early.
Sorry, you said this on the pod many years ago?
Yeah.
When did you say it?
I've said it a few times when, like, if there's racism towards Muslims, I'm like, the runoff of that is all brown people eventually.
Oh, yeah.
And now that's happening.
Yeah.
So,
but no one's challenging on that.
Many, many times.
But no one's challenging on that. Like, we agree with that.
No, of course not. But I know some people were always thinking, like, no, we have this exceptionalism because we're Sikh. We're we look different and we're not like, I'm like, listen,
because
respectfully, in Scunthorpe, brown is brown. All right. That's the best you're going to get.
All those exception things is all based on the person having, proper education, whatever. And it just, sadly, it's not the case. And the other thing, the guy, I guess the bigger point when we're talking about that specifically is one person claiming to be Muslim doing horrendous things is not equal to all Muslims are bad, which you said many, many, many times. And again, the conflation of that is wrong.
I think the best person that I've seen tackle this is Gus Khan, when people say to him, well, what do you think are like grooming gangs and people that are doing this, that, and the other? And he said, okay, I'll be honest with you. What they did was abhorrent and fucking horrible. And if they believe in a certain way of life and how things should be, they should be prosecuted under that way of life and how things should be. AKA, they should be stoned to death. They should be killed. Because if that's the belief system that they want to try and follow and justify for their actions, then you should try them under that. He said, I've been very open and clear about that. However, they're dickheads. Not all of us are like that. Big difference.
Big difference.
So that I feel like has been the best way that I've seen a Muslim person in the media tackle it quite head on.
And I think a lot of the right-wing kind of media, GB News type, their kind of go-to criticism is always, you don't call out your own, you don't address it, you don't condemn them heavily enough. And you're right. I think Gus just comes out and is like, this is wrong. We say it's wrong. And I like actually positions which go even more, which is like, look, the conflation of this bad act happened, therefore Islam is evil. Completely wrong, right? And the ones that will say, look, this person is not Muslim because they've done this. The Muslims that say that, I'm like, that's it. That's what you need to say. Like, ostracize these people, because every religion, every dharam has these versions of people trying to manipulate text and say, yeah, we're permitted to do this, and this. It's absolute bollocks. Absolute bollocks. So, coming back to the milk story, the mosque, the Islamic center, universal love, Pyar, is the cornerstone of every dharam.
That's it, man.
That's it. Irrespective. It's not, who are you white on the phone and therefore we're going to give you dud, like, are you brown?
You didn't ask for a name.
No,
said,
exactly.
Okay, you need it.
How can we help? How can we serve? How can we give? That's it.
Yeah.
That's dharam.
And it's a common practice that's shared amongst, I think, all religions. Believe in that, giving back, looking
Universal
after others, etc.
love. Yeah.
One last thing to wrap this up. There was a story many years ago. I think my brother saw this, which was, do you remember the riots that were happening in 2012 in England?
I do remember. We were on Gurdwara security duty.
Everybody was on Gurdwara security.
Hockey.
I think my brother was talking to a friend of his who said he was working in the police and he had a phone call of somebody who was on the streets doing patrols. And what he was essentially checking is if this person was allowed to carry a Kirpan or not, like were they Amritdhari? And what Uncle said to him on the phone was, he said, all right, tell him to name all 10 gurus right now. Go. If he's Amritdhari, right? And I thought that's such a great acid test to check if somebody actually is Amritdhari versus being just a hero carrying a Kirpan. And I thought, yeah, you know what? Fair play. That's actually a good one. And then after that, I'll be like, all right, now recite to me, Japji Sahib, go. That's it, go. Tell me it all. Because if you're Amritdhari, you know this off by heart, right? This is second nature to you.
Right.
Yeah. So that I thought was like a nice acid test to sort of see if people were manipulating the rules and saying, well, I am, versus are you really?
And then that is, I know obviously we've been being a little bit funny there, but that is very important. And when we had that thing we discussed on the pod of the incident with the kids, even though it turned out that some of the kids were friends with each other and they were joking in that clip or whatever, it takes one or a handful of incidents of inappropriate Kirpan Shastra use for the whole Dharam to be like, the country be like, no, we can't make exemptions.
Yeah.
That's all it takes, right? And that goodwill, that good reputation, Sikhis here for Seva gets tarred, gets stained. So it's a big, big, big responsibility.
Gotta be careful. Right, something a bit happier to round this out.
Okay,
let me just get it up. Okay, this is advice from the Diljit on how to handle racism. Karan, can you do the translations, please?
ਉਹਦੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਨਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਕਮੈਂਟ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਨਵਾਂ ਉਬਰ ਡਰਾਈਵਰ ਆ ਗਿਆ 7-11 ਤੇ ਨਵਾਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲਾ ਆ ਗਿਆ.
So he's saying he's in Australia and New Zealand. He's promoting his show Aura, and he's saying there's lots of comments under that thing saying there's a new Uber driver here, there's new 7-11 owner. So classic jobs that upbringing people do when they go into these types of countries.
Oh my God, Twitter, it's so hard to press play.
ਔਰ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਰੇਸਿਜ਼ਮ ਵਾਲੇ ਕਮੈਂਟ ਕਾਫੀ ਸੀ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖੇ ਹਨਾ. ਤੇ ਪਰ ਲੋਕ ਲੜ ਵੀ ਰਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਹੋਂਦ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਇੱਥੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਟਰਗਲ ਕੀਤਾ. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਇੱਕ ਆ, ਧਰਤੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਆ, ਕੋਈ ਬਾਉਂਡਰੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ. ਸੋ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕਿਤੇ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ. ਪਰ
I know you're trying really hard to pause it.
I'm really trying.
Yeah. So he's paying kind of homage to the people who have set up here have worked really, really hard. Like your mom and dad's generation, my mom and dad, your mom and dad, they ran multiple businesses to be in this position where you can just, mess about, do a bit of marketing, whatever you do, ting.
Thanks, man.
And then, Diljit then kind of goes into this idea, which he talks about. We went to a show last time. He started with Kunkar and universal love, and we're all one people, and it's one Dharti, it's one world, right? And so no one really owns anything, even though he's talking about boundaries. Like, yes, boundaries exist, but they don't really exist. It's just a man-made thing that we've decided this, and this.
ਪਰ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਣਾਏ ਹੋਏ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਆ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਦੇਸ਼ ਆ, ਸਾਡਾ ਦੇਸ਼ ਆ, ਸਾਡਾ ਦੇਸ਼ ਇਹ ਸਾਡਾ ਹੈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਆਓ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਆਈਏ. ਮੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਧਰਤੀ ਇੱਕ ਆ, ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ, ਅੱਜ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਗੁੱਸਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਮੈਂਟ ਕੀਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਇਦਾਂ ਦੇ 7-11 ਵਾਲੇ ਜਾਂ ਊਬਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਗਏ, ਤੇ ਜੇ ਊਬਰ ਨਾ ਮੌਕੇ ਤੇ ਊਬਰ ਮਿਲੇ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਟੱਟੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ.
Again, just reiterating that point. Now, for me, the world is one. There's no boundaries, and because people say you shouldn't come in, I shouldn't come here. And then he said, "Look, I'm not angry at anything." And obviously, he said, "Look, if there were no Uber drivers, then he goes, like everyone would just shit themselves." Is basically what he's saying. He goes, "You can comment about it's the whole thing about you take our jobs, but if nobody wants to do the jobs."
ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਨਵਾਂ ਟਰੱਕ ਵਾਲਾ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਚਾਬੀ ਵਾਲਾ. ਜੇ ਟਰੱਕਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਨਾ ਹੋਣ ਤਾਂ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਬ੍ਰੈਡ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣੀ ਘਰੇ. ਸੋ ਇਦਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਗੁੱਸਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਲੋਕੀ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਖੜੇ ਆ ਹਲੇ. ਚਲੋ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਠੀਕ ਕਰਨਗੇ. ਜਦ ਇੱਕ ਓਂਕਾਰ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਕਰਨ ਕਰਾਵੇ ਆਪੇ ਆਪ ਮਾਨਸ ਕੇ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਹੀ.
He's just saying again, where he says this comment, where are people? Like how they just stuck in that loop when there's so much in the dunya and you want to be full of hate. And look, I often think about this. Look, we both have busy lives, and we do the podcast, we do various other things, and I think about serial commenters on posts, because those type of people do exist. Like, how sad is your life, man? Like, have you got nothing? There's no meaning that you just sit there and just spout vile hate comments. What is it? Do you get validation from the likes that come of other people who think like that but haven't got the balls to say it. Like, well, I don't know.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? It's a sad existence, a very sad existence. I think that's why what's coming out from Diljit is not hate, it's pity. It's like, I pity people like that.
I think it's a pragmatic way of looking at things. I quite liked his answer, to be honest. I think it was very nice, very succinct, very well put. And just quite like a happier way of saying it. Like, I feel sorry for them, for those people who feel that way. Fair enough. That's not going to make your life easier day to day when you're in it and experiencing it.
Correct.
But pragmatic way of looking at it.
It's levels, isn't it? I was talking to somebody the other day. Dino, actually. I was talking to Dino the other day. And I was saying,
Dino,
Dino's been on our podcast before, Indy.
Okay.
Very early guest.
Do you want to tell people who he is, just so they know? Expecting people to have this ultimate recall of something that happened nearly 150 episodes ago.
I think at this point we know, Indy, that you're either a real watcher or you're a podcast watcher. If you watch the full length stuff,
tell
you've
people
watched
who
all of
he
it.
is, please.
It's not, well, it's hard to be succinct about that, isn't it? Who is Dino? Dino is one of my best friends and someone I consider a brother. And he is and was one of my life coaches. So a very, very cool guy. Runs a program that helps people realign and kind of work through blocks in life. And so we hadn't caught up in a while, and we caught up recently. And we were discussing this point, just coming back to the Diljit thing, which is about perspective. And people are playing different games. I don't mean games in a kind of deep, in a dark, deceptive way, as in, what game of life you're playing. Are you here because you want to shut on other people? Are you here because for spiritual reasons? Are you here for something else? And so rather than, we were talking about the frame of to stop envy and competition amongst people, that actually you must realize that we're all playing different games. We want different things. We have different ideas of success, freedom and happiness, contentment. And I feel like when Diljit answers, he's at a different level. Like, he can look at that, because part of me is like, wow, even him at his level, and he's to get this level of hate, right? Like, how much more like famous do you have to be? But and he's just like, okay.
I think he's famous across brown people. I don't think he's famous across everyone.
I think he's getting there. I think things like the Met Gala, Coachella.
Would he get there?
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
I think pop culture, he'll make it.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. I mean, even like people like SRK, probably. But a lot of Gordy don't know who SRK is.
Plus, I really like his hoodie. In that video.
In the video, okay. I wasn't even looking at that. Okay.
Smash Gordy, actually, he went around asking people on the street, do you know who Shah Rukh Khan is? And a lot of people actually said yes, more than you'd expect.
He was on Jonathan Ross, wasn't he? Or Graham Norton, one of the two back in the day. Big show. Big show. He said
that rings a bell.
I think it was Jonathan Ross, and he basically said, in the time I've done this show, this is the time where the most people have ever contacted the BBC asking for tickets. He goes, there is no one else that this has happened for, this kind of scale. And everyone's just screaming from the crowd, man. Like, look, there's big stars. All the big stars come out, but yeah, brown people for brown stars is like a whole different level.
It's a different kind of love, man.
Oh man,
because I feel like brown people love a lot harder.
But they also hate a lot harder. Indeed, equal and opposite reaction, Newton's third law.
Correct.
Because they hate you, what happens? The effigy comes up and they start burning it outside. So, you wouldn't see that
effigies,
for like,
Jay Goody's effigies being burnt after the Big Brother thing happened with Shilpa Shetty. That was wild.
Yes.
That is etched in my memory.
It did
I don't know why, but it is.
Yeah.
And the fact that film, like, what was it? I'm sure it made it into news headlines showing people burning effigies of her. I thought, damn.
Yeah. It's like, equal and opposite reaction. So you got to be careful, man. If you loved it, you just won something away. Like Diljit had something recently, didn't he, about there's a music video he made, and there's a scene where it looks like a lady's opening her legs or something, and he's like doing this or something.
He explained it. He's like, I don't know what I was doing. Basically, I was told to stand there.
Yeah.
Sit in the shot.
I think that's a weak argument, if I'm honest, right? Like, that's okay. You're still going to see the video before it's signed off and thingied out. So
no. I think you're misled. No way does he see that. It's all the director's own discretion.
No. I'm talking about not the cut, not as in like the sequencing. I'm talking about, look, this is the final version. Do you want to see it? I'm sure he must see it, Indy. I don't
know if they do that, man.
Okay, then as an artist, then what he needs to take learning point from this is check your own work before he goes out, so that you're happy. That's fair. Like, come on, like that's the point. Again, the point is when you get to certain levels of high, everything is under scrutiny. What do you always say about the podcast? You're like, we are in the public sphere now, right? No cracks. If we go to a show and we've had a fight with our partners or wives, you put on a front and you smile, okay? You went to Coronodula. You didn't make it to the opening bit, right? Which your wife Sanj wanted to go to, right? And so she wasn't very happy, but you said, look, Sanj, we're in the public eye now, okay? You need to, later you can get into it.
Yes.
There you go. Scrutiny.
Yes. Indeed. He's also been getting a bit of flack recently, Dilj, for some stuff about Amitabh Bachchan and meeting him in person and touching his feet, when everyone's like, bad timing for this, mate. With all the stuff that happened in 84 and people seeing clips of Amitabh Bachchan encouraging Sikhs to be hunted. Not a good look. So yeah, I think it depends on which time of year you do something within for you to be hit with something. I think if he did that a few months apart from when the anniversary was, he might have gotten less heat for it.
I'd say less heat. It's okay. There are people who have
I think less heat. Not zero, less.
Yeah. There are a section of people who have permanent dushmani against Amitabh Bachchan, right? Who, that's never going to go. And then you've got the Diljit angle, which is one love, right? Like, okay, if somebody is perceived, and we say the word perceived to be bad, then there has to be some sort of ability to forgive, I guess is the point. And, Rabb is in all of us. And so that kind of, I feel like he's on that love journey path, humility.
Maybe, bro. But even then, I can't look past what Amitabh Bachchan did there. Now that I know it, I can't unsee it or forget about it. Bit like how Priyanka Chopra was praising KPS Gill. And I was like, can't look past that, mate. He slaughtered many Sikhs. I'm like, that's not someone that I can just let you casually praise on the side. So I have to unfortunately keep a log of that and say, well, you've kind of shown yourself there a little bit. I can't just let that slide.
So and again, this is me just trying to understand Indy as a whole, not at those level and stakes, not 1984, but let's just say, let's say, Indy, I took a position on something, right? And you were like, that's not cool, right? But then at a later point, I then said, actually, what I said then was wrong for me to say. I take it back. Basically, I make a change in position. How does that then affect your view of me?
I don't know if you asking for someone's head in the street is very different to saying, oh, actually, I don't believe that anymore, when the crime has already taken place for it. Or the consequences have already been felt of what you've said. Yeah. And the consequences in that was murder. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. That's way different. Yeah. Obviously, there's levels to the transgression. Yep. Depends on what your transgression was. Yep. If yours was like, oh, I said I misspoke or something, that's cool. Obviously, I'm going to be like, whatever. But if it's like, no, I think X type of person should be dragged in the street or whatever, I'm like, no. And I don't know, you can come back from that. Maybe think twice.
Yeah. Okay. So coming back to Amitabh Bachchan, your point is you don't think there's anything he could ever say now that in your mind would be true reflection or true, repenting, let's say.
I think it's 41 years too late. Okay. And I think he tried to repent half-heartedly and it didn't really go down that well.
Fair.
Yeah?
Yeah, fair.
It's like how whenever old people start, like people who are really shit to other family members and now they're dying, they'll get in touch and be like, oh, I want to apologize. I'm like, why? So you can all of a sudden live a nice afterlife. No, sorry. You have to hold it.
You can't stop someone apologizing. That.
No.
You're just saying you don't accept it.
You can apologize. I don't have to accept it. I don't have to listen to it.
You don't have to listen to an apology. That's an interesting position.
But you don't though, do you? Because if it's happened so many years later, for example, very common knowledge, I have a mama I don't get on with, yeah? He tried to apologize to me. Huh?
You have many mama, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
You have
Mamas.
Indy has classifications as real mamme, and then there are people he calls mamme.
Yes, mamas, not mamme, mamas. So I have three
you got two of those as
real,
well.
3 real uncles. Okay, thanks. I have 3 real uncles. Okay,
Yeah.
one of which tried to apologize to me many years ago for being horrible to me as a kid, and it stayed with me for years. Molded me as a kid, made me a little bit shy growing up, a little bit reserved, and I couldn't let go of what happened to me. So when he tried to apologize, I was not hearing it, and even to this day, I still won't hear it because I'm like, what you did then, I can't let go of because that really hurt little Indy, and I need to stand up for that little Indy because I'm now a man, so I can't let that go. Unfortunately, it's too late. That's kind of how I see things and how things have to go from my perspective. Now, imagine if your family member had been slaughtered after the 84 riots. And Amitabh Bachchan's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, listen, respectfully, stick it up your ass. Yeah? No? Fair?
Yeah, no, absolutely fair. I'm just trying to, let's go back to your mama example. So in that one, is your position, making your peace is basically, I want no further contact with you. But in that, are you then holding a grudge? That's what I'm trying to understand. Is there a grudge you're holding or not?
Making my pieces, I'll be cordial with you.
Right.
I'm not going to say hi to you all the time. I'm not going to call you. I'll see you at events. I'll be in the same room as you. That's as far as it's going. Like, there is no relationship here.
Yeah.
And even that's asking a lot in my view.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. That's how I kind of perceive things.
Whilst we're on sort of this topic, and not on our kind of sheet that we're going to discuss, but did you see the clip of Adil Ray on Good Morning Britain?
About who? Adil Ray?
Yeah, and the 102-year-old veteran and all the flack he's been getting.
No.
Pull up the clip quickly now. It's very, very short.
Where's it
watch
from?
it. Good Morning Britain. Just go on YouTube. Type in Adil Ray, 102-year-old veteran. So obviously we just had Remembrance Day, and then they invited him on, and he was discussing about what they'd fought for. And
8 minutes and 37.
Yeah, it's not all of it. Should I just tell you what happened? Will that be easier?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Adil Ray was on there. He was the male anchor. There's a lady anchor as well, discussing with this veteran, and they basically asked. I think she asked the question. Was it all worth it? The Qurbaniya, basically, in the world wars, and he basically says, no. Looking at Britain now, it's not worth it. What we fought for, what we died for, is not worth it. Right now, at this point, Adil Ray says, "What do you mean by that?" And people went off. Mainly Gore went off at him, saying, "How can you ask that to 102 veteran? You clearly understand what he's trying to say. Why are you saying that?" And so when I read the article first, right, which is proper GB News, proper right wing slant or whatever, but then I actually watched the clip, and the way Adil Ray is asking, it's more, I feel, to give this gentleman a platform to say how crap things are in the UK, rather than anything else. He's not trying to, because they were like, "Oh, you're trying to set him up. You're trying to set him up with this question." And I was like, man, that's a fair question, man, to give this person a platform to say, England, high tax, poor quality of life, whatever it might be, all the random knife stabbings, everything we're seeing, it would have been a chance for this veteran to say it. But instead, they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't have asked that question. You should just know what he meant by that."
I think I've got the clip. One sec.
Go on.
What does Remembrance Sunday mean for you? What is your message?
My message is, I can see in my mind's eye those rows and rows of white stones of all the hundreds of my friends and everybody else that gave their lives for what? The country of today. No, I'm sorry. The sacrifice wasn't worth the result that it is now.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
What do you mean by that, though?
What we fought for, and what we fought for was our freedom. We find that even now it's darn sight worse than what it was when I fought for it.
Oh, Alec, I'm sorry you feel like that, because I want you to know that all the generations that have come since, including me and my children, are so grateful for your bravery and all that for service personnel. And it's our job now, isn't it, to make it the country that you fought for. You absolutely fought for.
Is it.
And we will do. We want to...
I'm so wonderful to know there are people like you that can spread the word around.
We will do.
Younger generation.
And I guarantee that everybody...
Adil Ray said absolutely nothing wrong there. He let the guy riff and say further and elaborate on his point.
And
How is that causing outrage?
He's been hauled in front of the number of
18 million views on Twitter.
Yeah, some sort of committee's been formed to review at GB News or ITV, whatever it is, to look into his conduct. And I was just like, whoa, man. Like, again, because he's a brown person, right? Like, it's just, you shouldn't be asking questions like that. Like,
fucking hell, man.
You read the comments?
The Twitter comments are just incredible. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Just leaps and bounds in it, going from one extreme to another.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And this comes back to, what do we have to do to prove how patriotic we are?
You can't, It will never be enough. So just be you and enjoy your life, bro.
Did he have to sit there as a retired major from the army, having given his limb with Victoria Cross medal, to then be able to ask that question? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no fairness in that. And the problem I'm finding, this does marry up kind of where we both are about this. Although academically, what we should strive for is integration, what people are now wanting is assimilation. And this is the problem. If you're not assimilating, that's it. It's open access to being racist. You don't sound like us, you're not one of us. You don't show enough, patriotism, you're not like us. It's just...
Bro, if my Bibi or my Nanny were alive today, couldn't speak a word of English, they would be accused of not assimilating in society. Yeah? Even though my Nanny used to clean toilets in a hospital.
Yeah.
Because that's all she could do to give back to society. She was an NHS worker. Like, that wouldn't be enough. Same way if your Bibi or Granny, I think it is, you call her, if your Granny came over now and was left alone unattended in, like, I don't know, Warsaw for a little bit, people might start asking questions. Be like, well, why the fuck's she here? And it's just like, yo, this used to be okay. It never used to be a question.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, all of a sudden we can start pointing fingers and asking all these fucking shitty questions to people. It's just a bit like, okay.
Yeah. And it's just this, what's the word for it? There is this need for commentary on everything. And I don't know where that's come from. It's like everybody is like a social commentator, correspondent on everything. Everything's free reign. It's just like, stop having opinions on everything. There's nothing there. Like, there is what has happened objectively, and then this weird slant you're just adding to it to fit your narrative. Just stop it.
Chill out, man.
Just chill out.
Chill out.
Chill out.
Have a lassi if you want to. Have some nice roti.
Watch Lord of the Rings, man.
Go to bed early.
Yeah.
Put your kapre out to dry on days you can. And
treat the snails in the garden.
And do some gardening.
Treat the snails in the garden, Indy.
And just chill out, bro. Fucking hell, you got bigger problems to worry about.
Yeah. I remember one thing, I don't know if I've told you on this podcast before, at Tony Robbins' UVW event, Unleash the Power Within. He has this bit where he talks about, so Maslow's hierarchy, you've heard of that before? Human needs, yeah? So he's basically converted that into kind of a modern thing. And he asks this question to the audience. He says, why does this person who is in one of the smallest towns in the world become a terrorist, right? That's the question he asks. And he basically comes to the conclusion that, look, this person is not relevant, so he needs to become relevant. He gives this person a gun in their hand, people start listening to him, he's respected, he's now relevant. It's the quickest path to relevance. A lot of us want relevance everybody wants relevance, but to varying degrees, right? And so when I think about these people who are social commentators, these people spurting this vial, that's the only way it makes sense in my head as to why they do this, that validation and relevance that they're seeking. But the thing that they're not seeing, the fallacy in this is, you think you're fighting some sort of social injustice by doing it, but all that's happening is you're becoming more and more and more bitter, and that bitterness will consume you. That's the problem.
Are they channeling Bane? No one cared until I put the mask on. Is that basically it? Where you're like, well, no one cared until I picked up a gun.
Yeah. I mean, that's a nice analogy. Yeah.
Softer version of it. Anyway, we will end this on a happier note. So we're going to just quickly jump to confessions and wrap it up. Nice.
Confessions of Indy and Doctor. That doesn't work. That just does not work.
It was nice. No,
that did not work. It was too much melody.
That didn't what?
Too much melody there. Like, it's too much.
Yeah, it worked. I like it.
So, Indy, the other day you saw because you shared a photo of me at the Gurdwara Sahib with my wedding photographer. That's who that person was, Anoop. You saw that photo?
Achha.
That's who that person was. Right.
On our story.
So it was Jasleen, my niece's first birthday. Sukhmani Sahib Lapart. And now, look, I have various names, as you already know, I have various forms as well. Be like Cell from Dragon Ball Z. Sometimes I'll rock a patka. Sometimes there's no patka and you will see my matha and you'll comment on my matha. Then there are some times where I tie Patiala Shahi Pagh, right? Then there are other times where I tie a Gola Pagh, which you saw in the picture, right? So that was a goal to start. Go on.
I've not actually seen you tie a Patiala Shahi Pagh.
Okay, yeah.
I've seen other people tie it on you, but I've not seen you specifically tie it.
Okay.
When was the last time you specifically tied it?
Last wedding, August.
So why don't you just tie that on a weekend?
What do you mean?
Like, why did you tie that instead of a gold pug?
Yeah, good question. Well, somebody who attended the event was like, yeah, bro, like, is there a reason you've gone from this pug to this pug? Like, you signaling something? Which is where the confession comes in. So we'll come to that. Okay, Patiala Shahi Pagh, for me, because I don't wear it that often, takes a lot more time to get the laras clean. There's two types of tying a pug in general, right? There's what we call larali pug and batnali pug. Okay, lar means you can count the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which when I tell Patiala Shahi, you'll see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whereas if you look back at the gold pug that I had on, it was batnali pug, which means you can't see each lar, which means it's easy to tie. No, not really, because it's all, I guess you can, if you can, but it's not distinct 5 layers. Or 6 layers or whatever. It's basically Vatani Pagh, which you can also do for Patiala Shahi. So to answer your question, Patiala Shahi Pagh takes me longer to tie. Gold Pagh is much quicker. Yeah? Here's the funny though. So Shindy's like, okay, so you need to smile more today with this Pagh on. And I was like, okay. You want to venture a guess, Indy, what the point she was trying to angle towards?
You're being too militant.
Yeah. So she was like, people are going to assume certain things about you, right? Which is obviously wrong.
You are super religious now.
Yeah. And so therefore, if you don't look approachable, if you have, RBF squared, then nobody's going to, so you need to be extra happy today, extra jovial and extra, like this. And I was like, well, that's just silly, isn't it? She's like, yeah, but you got a big beard now. You tied this type of pug. This is it. So I thought that was quite
some of the most miserable old men I've ever met.
Yeah.
Tie some of the nicest bugger. So the correlation stereotype doesn't really fit.
Let me show you. To my videographer, again, he knew I was there and he took a picture.
Oh, yes, Gordon, you look very, 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 very,
serious,
very religious.
So then my brother-in-law, Kenny, official Sikh, what's his title again, Indy, for the podcast? Special counsel to the podcast for all Sikh issues. He created this, Indy.
Flipping heck. He made an AI video and everything.
He did. But look at my eyes at the end.
Yeah, your eyes are crossed.
Bro, I was like, Kenny, I was like, you made me look like some sort of,
Some retinal issues there, yes.
Yeah, there's a word I want to use, but we can't use it.
No, you can't.
You
You can't use it. I know exactly what you're thinking, but you cannot use it.
Yeah, you cannot use it. And I was like, Kenny, I don't know how has AI done that, but yeah, I thought that was quite funny from Shindy. She was like, yeah, based on what you wear, you have to have a different tact.
Religious thing strikes again, man.
How did you feel when you saw that? Do you see a different version of Curran, or?
I thought Gakka wasn't free on that day and couldn't tie your bug, therefore you tie the next best thing.
Well, sure. Okay.
That's genuinely how I saw it.
But that wasn't the question I was asking. The question I was asking was, how do you... Obviously, you know me, right? So I guess it's different. You wouldn't see me any different.
I don't really care. Yeah, I just think you're the same person.
Yeah, that's my point.
I don't see you looking at Ekkam and be like, no, I can't pick you up to the child. I'm serious thing.
Oh, I've got another picture. Yeah, she sat my good as well. Although when I did tie it, she was looking at me a little bit first. She was like, "Daddy."
Who are you?
Yeah, and she's like, "Daddy."
Who are you?
Daddy's daddy. Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen those videos of kids crying when their dads have shaved their beards.
Really?
Haven't you seen it? Like babies, and the dads like shave their beard and then it takes it off, and the baby just immediately starts crying.
Who is
Therefore, beers on top.
Yep. Who is that?
Yep, I don't recognize this person. Right, my confession.
Shah
Rukh Khan's 60th birthday. Went to go and see one of his films that got re-released in the cinema. So there was, I think they were doing like one each day up and down the country.
Wow.
And the day that we went was to go and watch Om Shanti Om.
Om Shanti Om.
So this film, watching it back now, is still one of the most absurd films I've ever seen. Sorry for the spoilers that are coming up. If you haven't seen it by now, you never will. But how does he go through this entire film pretending to be this banda?
Right.
Doesn't work out for him. The Guri still kind of likes him. The plot twist was nice, yeah. But then he dies. And then he gets resurrected with the same genes and the same face and the same time in a story that he told through no act of God being shown on screen. Like, you know, normally they would transport the soul of somebody and deposit it into somebody else or whatever and just show him being reincarnated. No, you're just expected to understand that he is reincarnated. And then you're also expected to understand that Deepika is also reincarnated as well. How?
Okay, I feel like, now see, this is different. So somebody, so like I'd say Sanj or myself, who's grown up with Bollywood films, because we've indoctrinated.
Don't give me the no. Don't use the because it's Bollywood, it's accepted.
That's it.
You still have to tell.
The
facts of what happened.
No. But see, that's it. We don't question it. I think that's what it is. Whereas you come out with fresh eyes, like, you know, you're the bloody BAFTA Oscar critiquer.
It's
like
not BAFTA Oscar.
You're
I
like,
can get
this
on board.
Is not logical. Therefore,
no. My problem is not with the fact that he turned into a reincarnated version of the guy who just got run over in the car.
Right.
No. My problem isn't with that. My problem is the lack of bridge between one and the other. And you're thinking, that's not being explained or articulated what's happened.
Yeah. So
I'm just meant to get it.
Okay. No. What you do is, bro, like we all do with any film, after the film, you go to Wikipedia, you go to the plot and you read what happens, right? That one paragraph tells you. And if the Wikipedia doesn't tell you, you search it because somebody has searched it. There's a Reddit post somewhere telling you what happens and why it happened. Okay?
So dumb.
We all do it. Okay? You just accept it.
No, I still really like the film. It's one of my favorite films, right? That I've watched to date.
Whoa.
One of my favorite Bollywood films. Let me just say that. Because I actually really liked it. And I watched that when it first came out many years ago, and I was a little brown kid that didn't know much about Bollywood. But I enjoyed the film. However, it did trigger a memory in me, which is like, all those years ago when I watched it, I didn't really have anybody to discuss it with or share my questions with. So I just okay, that was nice. Next film. Whereas now we have this platform and I can talk about it and I can, ask people about it. And I have a lot of brown friends. So that's nice.
I'm two things on that. One, I'm very happy you didn't fall asleep because you have a habit of falling asleep during brown films.
No, God, you put a film on at like 11 o'clock after a heavy lifting day of
Sanj and I were watching it. We were completely fine.
And I was cozy. No, I was tired. You two weren't. I was tired.
Why were we not tired? Sorry, we'd done the same thing.
I don't know. Well, I don't know why you guys weren't tired.
You know why you're tired? Because you played around with that fire. I was about to say you made love to
I
the
was
fire.
lighting a fire, I had a good time, and it was cozy and warm.
And you just snuggled up, and then first thing. Second thing is when you play. Never ever play guessing games, Bollywood guessing games with Haroon Rashid. Okay, you've learnt that now. You will not win, Indy. Okay, you don't know enough, and you give the wrong clues. You give the wrong clues.
I know that.
But
that's got nothing to do with this point, which is I'm just happy that I can discuss it with people, because I used to just be like, oh, cool, next film. Whereas now I can be like, wait, someone help me understand these inconsistencies. But I didn't know that from Sanjay's point of view, she went to like a school that had a lot of brown people. All they used to do was just watch Bollywood films, and then they'd talk about it for the next 4 days and quote all the lyrics in the film to each other.
I mean, I feel sorry for you in your private school where there was no other brown people, and you just couldn't tell by SRK and someone dies and comes back. This reminds me of that Just Rain video where he plays like young Rain, and he's on his knees with a Bachchan, and he's at the cinema, and they've just come back after like
spring was that break. At the cinema? I didn't go on my own.
Huh?
I watched it at home on DVD.
Yeah, but like all the other people are talking about the films they've seen, and then he's like, "Oh, I watched this film, when the mom kills the dad," and then it's like reminding they're all like, "What kind of weird shit are you watching, man?" That would have been the reaction if you tried to explain that as young Indy, little Indy, as you refer to yourself. Little Indy, is that what the
Little Indy?
Little Indy. How do you feel about Little Indy? How would you view Big Indy? How would you view Big Indy now? Indy, superstar Indy. How would you view superstar Indy?
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What are you expecting to say?
I don't know.
No one has this image of, people have an image of what they're going to look like, but then double your life later at that point, because I was 16. You don't expect it to look like this.
That's interesting. Little Indy is 16 years old. I thought Little Indy would have been
in this instance of watching the film, I was about 16, yeah.
No, okay.
DVDs at home, summertime.
Legal or illegal DVDs? That's the question, Indy.
I think this one was legal because I needed the subtitles. So yeah, it was legal.
Not the other.
Yes. And I need the subtitles to be clean, pristine, so I can see it.
Fair play. I'm very very happy for you, and happy birthday to Mr. SRK.
Yes, I'm sure he's watching. Yes.
Yeah. When this is being released, it's also Ekkam's birthday. Ekkam turned 2, so that was very nice. She's had fun in nursery with her friends. It's amazing to see how far she's come in a year. I made like a little TikTok for her first birthday. I look back at it and look at her now, and I was like, wow, I tell you, she says this phrase. She checks in with us. She's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Oh wow, like you're asking me if I'm okay." That's a
I mean, question. You should tell her yes or no, and she just nod along and walk.
Yeah, no, but this is the thing. If I ask her back, Indy, I'm like, "You okay?" She's like, "Ekkam's not okay," and I'm like, "Whoa, okay." So there's there's depth to her answers. Like she knows, and she's aware.
She's doing it Indy. She's referring to herself in the third person.
Yeah,
I like
maybe.
it.
Yeah,
she's picking up bad habits. I really like it now.
She and they see everything, man, and they know how to respond in certain scenarios. They're like you. They expect certain things, and when that thing isn't there, they're like, "Oh, where's it gone?" Or and you're like, "Oh, so you did know that was there, or didn't know that was there, or whatever." So yeah, that was good. Nice.
Happy birthday to Monies. Right, people.
Lovely.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. Thank you for watching this week's episode of the Indy and Dutch podcast. Please check out the rest of our episodes here. Don't forget to subscribe here, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Goodbye.